Port Edward meeting to order for Wednesday, June 10th. And I will ask Diane.
Trustee Hummel,
Here.
trustee O'Connor.
Here.
Trustee Radke.
Here.
And trustee Zerflu.
Here.
All right, we will stand to do our pledge of allegiance with a moment of silence afterwards. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We will go on to number 4, motion to approve the consent agenda, A, meeting minutes of May 13th, 2026 board meeting, B, monthly bills and previous month's journal entries.
I'll make chair motion to approve. I'll second.
Motion by Zerflu, second by Fluger. Anything to discuss or pull out in either of those? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That one carries. And number 5, public comment. I do have some in here that will speak, so we'll go for the ones in the room here first. Well, this sheet, sorry. Larry.
Have you on timer?
I sure do.
So good evening, Larry Eisensee. I live at 1981 Campfire Trail. And I'm really here on behalf of about 120 or so Port Edwards property owners and residents who feel that their village services they receive are out of balance with the taxes that they pay. I'll remind the trustees here that we understand how mill rates work. However, there's a significant inequity between how our tax to service ratio compares to most other village taxpayers. I'll also remind the trustees that we brought our concerns to this board in good faith last year. As requested, we attended board meeting, we attended the public hearing, and we submitted proposed solutions. We've done everything that's been requested. Now it's the board's turn to act. I couldn't attend last week's 4 p.m. FHR committee meeting due to planting season, but I did watch the recording. As an aside, I want to again commend this board for recording your meetings. It provides transparency in government and it's very much appreciated. From the recording, I understand that the village intends to provide a process for public to submit budget requests to a list. This is a step in the right direction. But in my personal experience and business experience, processes and lists don't solve problems. Actions and leadership solve problems. By deferring our proposal to the list, you're ignoring half of what we asked for. We asked for 2026 actions, not just 2027 budget consideration. And by deferring our proposal to October, you risk not having enough time to evaluate the proposal in time to build next year's budget. Pushing us off yet another year would be completely unacceptable. This board needs to act now. Put each of the 4 proposals on the July FHR agenda and debate them and put them to referral. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Nobody else here that signed in said that they want to speak. So does anybody online have anything to say?
This is
Mikey.
Mike Beam. I'd like to talk if possible.
Okay, Mike, you have 3 minutes, just like always.
Okay, got it. My name is Mike Beam. My address is 1961 Campfire Trail, which is on the southeast shore of Nepco Lake. I have read Larry Eisensee's April 24th proposal on addressing the tax to service inequity in the village of Port Edwards. The proposal is excellent and reflects the opinion of the Nepco Lake community that was recently re-annexed into the village. Given the quality and importance of Larry's proposal, I was surprised when I looked at the agenda for tonight's meeting and didn't find it on the agenda. its exclusion from tonight's meeting is a mistake. I think you want this inequity issue to just go away, but those of us in the NEPCO Lake area believe this is a major inequity, and we will not let it go away. We will just intensify our efforts to eliminate the inequity. In 2024, my wife and I paid $1,339 for the 2023 Saratoga Township component of our property taxes. A year later, we paid $5,974 for the Port Edwards component of our property taxes. And this was a 344% increase, for which we received no real change in the services. If we had stayed in Saratoga, we would have had more funds to pay for services that we are not receiving today, but that other Port Edwards owners are receiving. So the question is, should we seriously pursue other opportunities to significantly cut the tax rate, or should we seriously pursue Larry's proposal to eliminate the tax to service inequity? I think Larry's proposal is a more positive approach to it. And so I fully support it. And I think there's many others in NEPCO Lake area that support it too. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Was there anybody else online that wanted to speak?
Teresa.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so let me again just start by saying thank you to all of you for being board members. We appreciate y'all showing up and listening to our concerns. But, I echo what Mike said. I would echo what Larry said. I feel like I come to these meetings and we're a bit spinning our wheels and kind of, continue to bring up the same items repeatedly without really any movement forward. And I've been in the business world for a long time too. And when I look at this stuff, I guess I'm just kind of looking for next steps. We've brought our concerns to you, and Larry has laid these out very well. He's spoken about these. He's put them in writing. But I just want to know, and again, we're all trying to be positive about this and take a positive approach about it. But I'm sure you can understand our frustration about our taxes. Many of us, the taxes doubling from when we moved from Saratoga to Port Edwards. And really, what are we getting for the increase? And where is all this money going to? I haven't looked into it myself, but I think a lot of property taxes go to schools. What can be done to kind of leverage that? How many schools are there, and where is all this money going as far as our property taxes towards the schools? So, again, I just, I would echo what Larry says, when Mike says, if they're not the only two people that care about this. There's a lot more people that do. I know only a handful of us show up, but there are a lot more people that are concerned about this. And I apologize for not being there in person. At some point, I am going to start showing up in person, because I would like for all of y'all to meet me and for me to meet you and get to know each other a little bit better. Because this is a bit impersonal, showing up over the computer, but it's as good as I can do right now. And I would just ask that you take our concerns to heart and please respond to them. I just don't want them to get lost. Time goes on, another month goes on, and there's no movement, there's no response, there's no next steps. So, again, just asking, what can we do to move the ball forward?
Thank you. Okay. Not hearing from anybody else, so thank you for your public comments. And we'll go into president's report. So, we've heard multiple times that you guys need next steps and what the next process is. I've been communicating, I've received everybody's emails, and I usually respond back that we are looking into this, or a lot of times it's been going to our village attorney and they're looking into it, because there's a lot of legal parts of this that I want to make sure that we're doing the right thing by what he has to recommend. So July 20th, we are planning on having a specific meeting about Nepco Lake and its issues with our attorney present. So that gives him time to prepare for, because he has gotten all of this information, which is a lot, and we're not his only client. So he is going through, he's been responding to some of our stuff and he's looking through it. So that is the plan. As long as board members are available to make it, that's kind of, this is the date he threw out. This is a date that I know works for me and for Ben. So I just need board,
It's full
we-
board?
because we want to make sure that we're here too. What was that?
Is it the full board?
Yes, for the full board. It would be like a committee of the whole meeting.
I'll be.
Yeah.
Tough one.
So
50-50.
you're 50-50. Okay,
Yeah, but you see what we can do. I'll play, I can dial in. I might not be.
oh, okay, because then we'll obviously keep that as an option too, for dial-in. But I know that's, he's out of the office quite a bit in the summer as well, so we're trying to work with everybody's schedules because summer is just busy for everybody, so that is the first. I will look at the list of dates he gave us to use. I will send out a Google form survey, whatever you want to call it, for you guys to see if maybe there is a better date that works for all of us. But I just know that was,
We're pretty much into
Yeah.
August 10th and 13th is the next available dates.
so August 10th and 13th,
10th and 13th is the next
August
available.
10th and 13th. So I guess,
If it's earlier, I could do it. If it's 7 o'clock meeting, it's gonna be dicey. But if it was at 6.
I was gonna plan 5:30, just so that, because I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit lengthier. Right, given the amount of information we have to get through. So, so are we still out on the 20th?
I could do I could do
20th.
earlier, later, or
Okay,
it's gonna be a problem.
okay, so 5:30,
I will do any of the three.
okay. I'll still send out a thing just to make sure that you guys can confirm with your calendars, but that's just the one that we picked, because that happened to work for the ones that we're looking at the time. Okay, so I will send myself a reminder.
Can I just ask you a real quick question? So when you're talking about the attorney's going to take a look at this, is this an attorney who represents Fort Edwards and all its citizens and taxpayers collectively, such as us at NEPCO including, or is this an attorney that represents the board? Or again, I'm just kind of wanting to understand the perspective, like who is the attorney representing?
The village. So it's
The village
We have a
of
village
Fort
attorney,
Edwards?
village attorney that basically looks at all of our agendas, all of our information, and any legal questions that we have. We have him on a retainer for a monthly, so
Okay.
the village office, he looks at to make sure if it's changing the ordinances, if it's changing anything, he looks at all the stuff before it comes to board approval to make sure everything is documented correctly. He was
Okay.
originally got started, his office was involved in the development, so they have all this information from the past 15 years, so that's why he's looking at all the information when this got put together.
Okay, thank you.
I got that one. The other thing I have under president's report, and I'm gonna find it again. I buried it, is Mr. Hummel, on behalf of the Nepco Lake District, sent an email asking for the village to support the Nepco Lake District Wood County Economic Development Grant request. So they're just asking for us to support them going for a grant through Wood County, I guess. Eric, do you want to speak to it a little bit?
Sure, yeah, as you know, and I think the village has used the economic grant for in the past.
Mhm.
And the Lake District is in need of funds to continue to improve the lake. And so we're putting together, and we have put together a proposal this time that includes assistance with maintaining the current lake and also supporting the potential to improve the water quality, particularly understanding where the excessive amount of nitrates are coming from and how do we address that. And we've made a case for ROI and for the return on investment for the county, given that every year that the NEPCO Lake District has been involved, there's been continuing building going on. And there are at least 3 or 4 new ones being started, so that adds a significant piece of every year tax base for taxes that will be collected for the county. So that's the return on investment piece. So we're just asking for a acknowledgement that there's value in that, and hopefully that will add to the strength of the presentation when we get to allowed to present it in July.
July, okay. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns on that or objections for us doing that letter?
So it would just be coming from either yourself or Ben, correct?
I'll work with Betsy, we'll put something together.
Yep,
Okay, no issue with it.
okay. Okay,
Thank you very much.
all right. And then that's all I have for president's report, besides thank you to Ben and the crew and the company for getting the playground done. It looks very nice, and I've seen kids playing on it, so that was a good investment in our end. We will go to committee reports, Airport Commission, Trustee Zerflu.
Thank you, Madam President. We had our meeting yesterday. We had to postpone it a couple times because, well, first of all, if you look back to your minutes from 7 May of this year, under Airport Manager's report, you said the SEH is waiting for approval of the forecasting component of the master plan before they can move forward. This is approval expected shortly. We did get it, and what that approval entailed was the following by the Airport Commission to approve, just to let the groups go ahead from on the terminal anomaly, and also the terminal floor design of the 2 components of redoing the terminal over there. So we gave them the approval yesterday, and the FAA and especially the BOA will now be doing their thing, and within 3 weeks, we will know whether we are up or down. So, and there was talk about adding a 2nd floor, but none of the commissioners were too enthused about that, because what it would mean, since everything at the upper tier is all wood, that would have to be totally taken down and then reconstructed to support the 2nd floor. But we are gonna get a elevator in, which is a little thing that makes BOA and FAA happy for the handicapped people and stuff, you know, and it makes us happy too. So that has been added, and we should know, well, our next meeting is the first Thursday in July, so we should know shortly that actually we met with yesterday. We'll be bringing in all what they've were told, and hopefully good news. That's all we had on that.
Thank you. Any questions for the Airport Commission? Alrighty. We will move on to NEPCO Lake District.
Well, I already took time to discuss the grant and so forth. We're getting into mechanical harvesting season. We're still struggling a little bit with employees that have agreed to just be involved with that, and now are less confident about them being able to do that. And so we're scuffling right now to make sure that that can get started, because it's time to do that, having gone on the lake and seeing that the plant growth is beginning to appear, in some cases above water even. So we got to get going. So those are the 2 things.
Any questions? Thank you. Police and Fire Commission. I didn't get anything. Did you? I didn't think so either, but never know. Plan Commission, they didn't meet. So we'll move to Public Works Committee.
Okay, we met on June 3rd at 4 o'clock. Couple of the things that we discussed, the road work on 2nd Street's going well. Everything is going as planned. So as far as our street projects, they're right on schedule. Another thing that we spoke about was, discussion on the 3%, PSC, water increase. And I think that FHR, we passed that on to them. So in FHR, they can talk a little bit more about that. Also, on Forest. No motion from us on that. Also on Fourth Street and Adams, we have some bad sidewalk that goes nowhere. And we had discussion on that. They are redoing some alleyways and that's one of the alleyways. So, we discussed on that we're not going to seek replacement of that sidewalk. We did have some citizens that lived on Fourth Street that were at the meeting and, they were satisfied with that also. They were more concerned about some sidewalk that was in front of their house that their young kids use. And the other thing that we would like, I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution number 2026-09, approving the 225 wastewater compliance and maintenance annual report. This is a report that we do every year. It's in your packet. I'll make the motion. I'm looking for a second.
All right. Second by Zerflu, discussion.
Ben, do you want to discuss that? I mean, if you look at the report, you can see that the wastewater and our water department is just doing an excellent job. Like I say, this is compiled by, the water compliance. And you can see that, we scored high on everything.
Yeah, so this is something that DNR makes us do yearly. We do it in June of every year and we submit it to the DNR in July. It's a staff puts a lot of time and effort in this. It comes from even Diane and Kim to help. There's information when it comes to everything. And Ken puts it together and Ken does a great job, and Jason and all the guys that work at the wastewater plant over the year do a good job of the maintenance, keeping good records. This is just to make sure that, you know, everything's maintained, that we're not getting ourselves into a financial bind during the middle of the year that we didn't maintenance something, misplace something over the years. So kudos to the whole staff for doing what they do. Keep this going.
And Sharon, could I ask a question?
Yep.
Ben, would you please just give a short rationale for increasing the water thing? I think that would just be important for people to hear. Why are we doing that?
I think that would be under, another. This one here is a motion for just the, wastewater
Resolution.
compliance resolution annual report.
Okay,
If we could do that first. But I think that I understand. I was hoping that FHR, we could talk about that. I think emotions in that one.
okay, that sounds good. As long
So you would-
long as we hear it.
Yes.
Yep, this is just to approve the resolution.
I'm sorry.
So any questions on the resolution piece?
Thank you very much.
No. Okay. Hearing nothing, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries.
Okay. Yeah, and hopefully, yeah, we will discuss the rationale for the increase. It was just a discussion in our public works, and there'll be a motion in FHR. The only other thing that I wanted to bring up, was, you know, Mr. Martinson had brought up the concern, and I think it's concern for everybody with cost and things like that. I mean, they're doing the best they can. Is fuel cost, and fuel cost does affect our budget, affects the garbage pickup. And it affects everything. So, you know, we run with a tight budget and they're keeping a close eye on it, but it's just something that the prices of fuel going up, it affects every community and all of us, and something to be noted. Does anybody else have any questions?
Well, I do about that. Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
Did we have a rider on that contract with the waste pickup that they can add costs because of the fuel?
Ben
can't remember.
Ben will answer that, but
So both quotes had a 450.
Yeah.
If it both companies that did put a bid in, anything over 450, a percentage can be put on that
Got it.
after 450. So yes, they were written in both contracts. That's been pretty common in even the past 15 years prior to that
Mhm.
with waste management. 450 has always been that number.
Got it. Thank you.
So
Anything else? Chairman Mackey, anything else for you?
No,
Alrighty,
thank you.
next meeting date?
July 1st, 4:00.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation. Lost my spot.
Yeah, thank you very much. We actually met last month.
I did.
That was good. It was time to do that. We got a good report. I'm gonna ask Ben to kind of walk through. We did a kind of a scan of all the parks as well as the cemetery, where they stand and so forth, including the equipment, Ripple Creek and how that's going. I really appreciated Ben put together a thorough description, not a thorough, but a description of each of the parks in the area. That may be something we could pass out to everybody. I think that'd be really valuable. I saw a couple there that I wasn't aware of, and we'll have to find my way around to see what they look like. So anyway, thank you to Ben for that. The other thing that, so I'll ask Ben to comment on all of that, and I'll jump ahead to one other one, and Ben can speak in more detail about that. Over a year ago, I just raised the issue of, gosh, is there some kind of event, festival kind of thing that Port Edwards could do that would highlight the village and bring people into the village? Ben put together a request and I don't know, over a dozen business people showed up to it. There was a lot of good discussion. None of them rose to the level of, gosh, let's do that today. Ben took the leadership since then and has worked with them and has come up with a group that the businesses want to do a August 28th, what they're calling
Port
Palooza with business thing. I'll let him explain more of that, but I want to commend Ben for taking the leadership of helping consolidate those business people and making something happen that the businesses are taking responsibility for, not necessarily the board or the village. So I'll turn it over to Ben for a quick thing on the parks, as well as maybe a little bit more about the Palooza, if you will.
All right, thanks, Trustee Humble. So parks, everything, the splash pad, parks, the shelter rentals, everything is up in full 100%. Crew's working every day to make sure we keep those maintained at a high level for people that are renting those and using them. We had a Memorial Day services at the cemetery. That was a good showing. The Port Edwards Band was involved and other different agencies throughout Wood County attend that. So that was a wrap on that. When it comes to the Port Palooza, great to see all the downtown businesses. They're taking part of this. The village has no financial impact on this event. They're renting the tents, they're taking care of all the financials, and putting the workers together. And it's great to see the businesses. They want to give back to the community for everything the community has done for them over the past couple of years. So it's great to see the businesses be involved, and hope the community supports the event. And it's a good thing to start, and we'll see where it goes in the future. The biggest event that probably happened in the parks is the Ripple Creek completion of the Legacy Grant that was received last year. The village applied for a Legacy Grant for $500,000 to replace the playground equipment at Ripple Creek. And everything has come together, and it was completed last Saturday at about 10 o'clock. So great effort from the village board members, village crew, and the staff. It took a lot of people when you're applying for these grants. It's not easy. There's a lot of paperwork. So great work for everybody, and great to see it together, and the kids are using it. So look for more of that to come. We are in the process of applying for another Legacy Grant. This grant would finish our bike trail from the bunker to the tender that needs pavement on it, 10-year-old pavement, and also paving 7th Street down to the school, forest, and through our parks. We're looking for a Legacy Grant. There's approval is going to be coming out later this week. I think from what I've heard, we're in good shape. So we'll have an actual documentation that will support that. But I believe we're going to be receiving probably $250,000 from Legacy to complete a couple more projects in the park. So, but when I have the actual documents, I will send them over to you guys.
Trustee Zerflu?
Thank you, Madam President. Where was that repave?
The bike trail, the bunker to Latender.
There you have.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so that's all I have.
Anything else from anybody for parks?
Just a reminder, the Palooza is August 28th from 4 to 8 PM. And our next meeting, we're taking a field trip. Next meeting, weather permitting, to probably Ripple Creek Park. Check that out in detail, and that'll be at 3:30 in the afternoon,
What day was that? Sorry.
June 24th.
Okay. Thank you for parks. We'll move to public safety committee.
Thank you. We met May 27th as well. Couple of the highlights here, Chief Abbott was present, kind of went over some of the good things and the not so good things, which more good things than not so good things about the SRO this year. Seem to be going very well. Officers Check Amherst and Chief Abbott spent a lot of time in the schools. Betsy can attest to that. They were there, a lot, just, building the relationships with kids. I think we're gonna continue pretty much as is next year. Seems to be going well. They are issuing collectively with Administrator Martinson some ordinance violations to DMI. Some nuisances, some things of that nature. Correct me if I'm wrong, those are issued once a week.
Once a week, Mondays, correct?
Correct. Issued every Monday, being sent to DMI. I don't know if we've had any kind of correspondence back with them.
No.
Okay, those will eventually go to court. We'll figure out how we operate with that when the time comes. Big thing coming up right now is the street dance is 10 days from now on June 19th. Beginning at,
Ask my questions. I think 5 o'clock.
I don't know,
5 o'clock.
five
I
o'clock.
think it's 5.
5 o'clock until the last person falls. We encourage you to come out. It supports Edwards Athletic Foundation. They do a lot of great things with the donations. And that's about it. Next meeting will be June 24th at 4:30 PM.
Any questions for public safety? No, okay. All right, moving on to PLP, Chairman Hess.
Yes, we also met on May 27th at 5:30 PM. From the meeting, we had, I think everybody knows that the YMCA has torn down the main building. And the YMCA also submitted 2 quitclaim deeds that our attorney reviewed. And we feel that they're unlikely that they're still valid. This was just information that the village had some potential right to that property, but I don't think they're over 30 and 40 years old. So he does not feel that those are still valid. So that was informational only. As Trustee Pfluger mentioned, they are issuing citations to DMI. So we have not gotten any feedback on that. We continue to issue those citations. The next thing I will make a motion to remove an updated village ordinance chapter 2, the removal of new business from the agenda items in chapter 2.
Motion by Hess, second by O'Connor. Okay. Sorry, I was looking down.
Okay, it is in your packet. If we look at it, it is removal of 2.02 number 7 and renumbering the rest of those agenda items. Are there any questions?
That's from anybody.
Hearing none, all in favor?
That's Betsy's job.
Okay,
All
you
right,
can do
here-
that.
We have a motion by Hess, second by O'Connor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries.
Thank you, President Mantle.
You're welcome.
The only other thing we've got coming on the agenda is that we will be looking at the wake boat ordinance next time. We got that reviewed by our village attorney. So we will be looking at running that through the PLP committee. Our next meeting is on June 24th at 5 PM. Any other questions?
No? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on to FHR and IT.
Alrighty, under trustee for chairman comments, the first thing I'd like to bring up is, had a good discussion with the guys, village administrator was there, you're working on changing or updating or inserting to ordinance 3.01 subsection 6, which would be created. Dealing and outlining the process by which village residents can submit budget suggestions. Just making sure you didn't get my email or understand it right at some point. Suggestions for the budgets. There was some discussion as to whether it was necessary to make this part of the ordinance or just add it to the website along with the form for the public to submit. Village administrator is drafting that together and hopefully we'll have a forum to discuss at our next meeting, which will be on July 1st. And hopefully I can swap time with the public works group so we can let the village clerk go home at. So that's pretty much it. It's a work in progress, so hope we can get there. Okay. The other thing, we went into closed session to discuss compensation or personnel performance evaluation of one of our employees. No action was taken at this time. It's going to be re-examined again next month. And I'm asking your permission, Madam President, that I would like Trustee Radke there because he was working on this when he was chair of the FHR committee, and his opinions are valuable.
I have no issue with that, and as long as trustee Radke doesn't.
I
have no
need your
issues.
permission to do that, so we can
Okay.
claim a per diem.
Yes.
All right. So those, any questions on those two things? Now the 3% water rate increase, I'm going to make the motion that we to approve the 3% water rate increase effective 17 September 26 and beginning on 1/1/2027. And I would like to have a second for that for more discussion.
I'll second it.
Second for Radke.
Okay,
Discussion.
I want to bring up a little history of this, and not to point out that when I was village president, we had 4 or 6 years, we didn't raise it. But anyway, this will be the first increase in the fees, since 2023. And we are going up 50 cents on a flat rate per quarter and a 5/8 inch meter. And we are going up 5 cents per 100 cubic feet per quarter and a 5/8 inch meter for the first 25,000 cubic feet. No, I can't explain that to our village engineer will when I call on him shortly. Then before 2023, it was 5 years before we had a rate increase. And of course, we all know that Big Brother Madison calls the PSC. We need their permission to do this. So Ben, got a motion in that, and I would ask to set the rules beside so the people on the table can ask questions anytime and not need permission.
I better.
Thank you, trustee Zerflu. So in your packet, I've included, obviously, this goes back, Diane does a great job keeping information. So we've got this, back all the way to 2008. Put that beside, every year when the village budget is done, and the auditors come through normally in February, the PSC is what controls our water. The village does not have any so much say in it. It's all done through the PSC. Unlike the wastewater, we control the fees, we control, things like that. When it comes to water, it's done by the PSC. So we send our auditors, send our information over to the PSC with some questions that Diane does, helps give them information. The PFC comes back with a report that I've included in your packet, that basically says where we at budget wise, on this income, revenue, and expenses. So the PFC came back and they are recommending that we would look at increasing a 3% water rate increase, obviously starting next year. The reason why we're passing this now is this gives time for us to legally get all the information out to residents and across the board, so everybody's aware that this is becoming in September and early next year. Again, this is done by the PSC. This isn't something that I just decided that we needed a weight increase. As we all been talking about, I mean, we get chemicals, fuel, electric. I mean, that's where this 3% comes. Just a quick little breakdown. I know Trustee Zerflu hit it for everybody, but we use a number of 1,600 cubic feet of water through a 5/8 meter. That's an average that we're figuring on a 2 to 3 person water home here in the village. That would be an increase of $1.30 a quarter. And then when it comes to the public fire charge that people are using, because we are putting village water in the fire trucks, and it is done by the PSC that we charge the residents since they are using village water in the fire trucks to put out fires, that would go from $35.48 to $36.55, $1.07 per quarter for an increase. So this is not a huge increase. I mean, definitely water compared to wastewater, you'd see it more of an increase in the wastewater side. So like that would be my report unless you have anything else. Trustee Zerflu on that.
Nope, I have none.
Okay, questions?
Thank you.
Trustee Hummel, do you want to ask your question now?
Well, I think it got answered.
Okay, I just wanted to make
And
sure.
there's good documentation. And I don't know, is that something could be available online too, so people could see that? Some of that, just,
I mean, it's attached, it'll probably be attached to, it's attached to the board packet, it'll be attached in the minutes and stuff.
yeah, great.
Yep. Anything else? Okay. Hearing none, although we have to vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries. All right, what else from FHR, Mr. Beck?
Our next meeting will be on July 1st, that great day.
Oh, yeah.
Little personal matter. And if it's all right with Chairman Radke of Public Works, I would like to move the FHR to 4 and Public Works 4:30 only. IN has to be at our meeting.
Yeah, that works fine.
Fine with you?
Yes.
I kind of wanted you to say no, I wanted to see how this would shake out. All right, so no,
Arm wrestle.
So no.
I would have just looked at the clerk and said, sorry.
Public Works is now at 4:30, FHR is at 4. Got her. Okay. Anything else out of there? No. All right, on to unfinished business from previous meetings. Do we have any unfinished business? Hearing none. New business. I don't think we can do that one anymore. Report from village administrator.
Thank you. So first of all, in your packet, I've included a motion that I would ask you guys to approve. This is combining 2 lots in the Clearwater Bay condominium, lots 22 to 21, making this 1 lot. I was out there, no issues from the village side of zoning or anything like that.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Radke, second by O'Connor. Discussion, questions, anything like that? No. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 That one carries. All right, report from clerk treasurer.
Okay, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve a Class A beer and Class A liquor retail license for BK Oil Inc. Amico at 421 State Highway 73 Nakusa, valid from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027.
I will make that motion to correct my oversight from last meeting.
Motion by Fluger, second O'Connor.
And I do appreciate, excuse me, you putting the start and end dates on there. That was just my complete misunderstanding of the process. So I like seeing, in effect from this
Yeah.
date to this date. That helps quite a bit for me.
All right, any discussion on that? Sorry. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Get it. Any opposed? Get it together here shortly. Okay, that one passes.
And I'd also like to ask for a motion to approve a cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vaping device products retail license for BK Oil Inc. Amico at 421 State Highway 73 Nakusa, valid from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027.
I'll make that motion as well.
Fluger,
I'll second.
second O'Connor. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
I'm sorry, did you say aye or are you opposed?
I'm opposed.
Oh, opposed, okay. That one will carry then. Next. Do it.
I'd also like to ask for motion to approve a Class B beer and Class C wine license for El Cafe LLC, 221 Market Avenue, Port Edwards, valid from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027.
So move.
Moved by Zerflu,
I'll second, I guess.
second by Fluger. Discussion, questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I'd like to ask for motion to approve operators licenses for Devinda Singh, Michelle Wold, Tegan Rogers, and Jeffrey Abley, valid from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Second by Fluger. Discussion,
Real quick,
Yeah.
what is what is a smooth operator's license?
Well, they're not all,
Bartender.
but
Or tender's license.
yeah, it's like a bartender's license.
Oh, bartender.
Yeah, yep,
you have to go through some training. You have to know how to recognize signs of intoxication, what to cut people off,
Oh, that's
how to serve.
piece. I didn't know what they were operating.
Yeah, anyone that sells alcohol within the municipality has to have one.
All right.
all right. Any other questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries. Okay, anything else from you, Diane?
No, that's all.
Alrighty. Moving on to number 12, trustee comments. Trustee Zerflu.
I'd like to just mention that, new business out of the way that caused more problems than it solved. This is the same thing under trustee comment, you know. Some resident would see me about something, you know, about an animal complaint or trouble. You know, I could mention it now, and I think this should go to public safety to be discussed, case closed.
Mhm.
If he wants it, he's got it that way. No big loss by getting ready.
Perfect. Anybody else got anything? All right, committee calendar. For Public Works, we now have July 1st at 4:30. Parks Rec field trip to Ripple Creek, 3:30 at June 24th. Public Safety, June 24th at 4:30. PLP at 5. FHR and IT is now at 4 o'clock on July 1st. Is that all correct? Okay. Without objection, I will adjourn the meeting at 7:48.
Have a good night, family.